Hello AWSM community, I am Jaymit, serverless developer at Serverless Guru and AWS community builder. Welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to demonstrate and cover how to implement and deploy AWS Serverless API by using AWS SAM, Serverless Application Model. AWS SAM is a infrastructure as a code tool for deploying serverless APIs and serverless for building a serverless application that is powered by AWS. So here in this particular demo, I will going to give a complete hands-on demo regarding how you can implement a AWS serverless REST API by using API gateway, Lambda function, and Dynamodb. So we will implement a complete CRUD operation like add and listing and all those kind of operation. So we will implement a end-to-end REST API by using API gateway, Lambda, Dynamodb, by using AWS SAM serverless application model, that infrastructure as a code tool. For this demonstration purpose, these are some prerequisites if you want to follow along when you watching this video. So you must need to have a node installed. So in my system, let me go to the VS Code terminal. So I am in this particular folder, new folder, so that is an empty at the moment. So let me just check my node version. So I have a 14.70 and 0.6 node version. So you can install Node.js from this particular URL if you did not have already installed that according to your OS. Okay. Second step is you need to install AWS CLI. I already have installed AWS CLI. So I have AWS CLI version, this 2.5.4 is already installed in my system. So you can install AWS CLI from this particular URL from AWS official website according to your OS. Okay. Once you are done with installing AWS CLI, you need to install AWS SAM. Okay. So in my system also SAM is installed. So let me just check the version. So I have a SAM CLI version 1.46 already installed in my system. So you can install AWS SAM from official website here. Okay. You can install from here, like install AWS SAM CLI from this particular URL, and you can install AWS CLI from this particular official guideline. Okay, according to your OS. So AWS CLI you can install from this link, SAM you can install from this link, and Node.js you can install from this link. Once you have this everything installed, I already have installed Node.js, AWS CLI, and SAM. So next step is you need to configure AWS CLI. So why that is required? Because you need to like this SAM is an infrastructure as a code tool. So what SAM will do is SAM will deploy the resources to the infrastructure as a code tool. So it will provision the resources in AWS console without we need to visit the AWS console through code deploy by CLI commands. Okay. So AWS SAM providing many CLI command that will easily deploy the resources like Lambda function, API gateway, Dynamodb, and many other resources into AWS through commands commands and templates of infrastructure as a code without visiting the AWS management console. Okay. So first of all, you need to give a permission to the SAM for deploying into AWS console. For that, first thing you need to create one admin users in one admin user with the permission of that admin. You need to create one users in the IAM section. Okay, you need to go in IAM section in user. Okay, in user sections you need to create here your new users. Okay, so what or like you can give any, and you need to give a programmatic access for this particular user, and you need to give a admin policy for that. Okay, you need to attach administration policy for that, or you can attach a minimal permission according to your needs. After that, once you done with creating IAM user with the needful permission, you need to get that you at the end you will get the access key and secret key for that particular user. Okay, so you need to copy that access key and secret key, and then after you need to run this AWS config command. Okay, so that is also kind of prerequisite. I already have that configure in my system. So once you run this command, after you create IAM user with programmatic access and have a administration permission, you will get the access key and secret key by from that IAM user. Okay, so also region you can give according to the default region you want to choice for your deployments. Okay, so once you run this AWS config like this in the command prompt, it will ask for a access key, secret key, and your region, whatever default region you want to deploy on. So I already have this configuration done in my system, so I am ignoring this step for now, and I am directly setting the SAM project. Okay, so now let me start. So we have this empty folder, and we are creating REST AWS Serverless REST API by using SAM, and we will deploy by using this AWS SAM to AWS. Okay, so right now I'm going into my console, my AWS console. So if I go to my AWS console in CloudFormation, right now I did not have a any stack. Like I will go to the mobile region, I will deploy in that particular region. So right now I have these two text stacks only, no any further stacks. So I will show you like a new stack will be up here once we deploy it. So let us go through the step by step. So first thing is what we will do is we will initialize the SAM project. Okay, so we will do a SAM init command. I am in VS Code terminal in my this SAM demo folder. So I did SAM init. This is a first command to initialize your project. So it will ask a couple of options. So what we will do is we will choose like AWS Quick Start template. And here in these options there are multiple options available, like scheduling task and serverless API and many things, but we are going to create a serverless API, so we will choose option 3 here, and so it will automatically give us the serverless template for the particular API gateway and Lambda. Now we here runtime for Lambda function code development, which runtime we want to choose. So right now I'm going with Node.js 14.x, so I'm selecting 2. So now further it is asking for a few more options, like what is the project name you want to give. Okay, so here it is asking for a project name. So for now I am keeping that SAM app as a project name. So it will cloning the template as we given default serverless API template. So it is cloning that particular template into SAM app folder. Okay, so right now you can see here we have a SAM demo folder is empty, but once cloning is done, it will have a one more folder inside that. Okay, with the SAM dash app name of that particular folder. So here we initializing the AWS SAM project for a serverless API development. So here you can see, right, so project is already set up like SAM app. This is a new folder created, and this application is generated with name like SAM app. Runtime is Node.js 14.x. Architecture, this is selected. Package manager we are using npm, and all those settings are already done. Okay, so here we already done with initializing the SAM project. Okay, So next step we will let me go through walk you through these particular steps. So here I am showing you what kind of structure generated here. I will walk you through this particular code, and then after we will build and deploy this project, deploy these resources and APIs to AWS. Okay, so this is a SAM init project created with for a serverless API template. This template YML is the main file in which we are writing infrastructure as a code in AWS SAM template format. Okay, and this is a readme file just for information purpose. Package.json, that is a npm package manager file. Okay, and we have this test folder that is for writing some test cases based on JS, and event this is contain some like JSON format for request data, and this is the main file is this one template .yml, and here in handler src handler we have this some handler defined, that is also important for us. Okay, so in template let us visit in template.yml what exactly written here, and we will understand that. Okay, so if we see here, let me clean up this file. So these are the SAM app is the particular stack name we given, and this is a template format version for the AWS SAM, and this is transform thing. And now main part starting from here, like here we are defining all resources which is we are deploying. Okay, so first here what we are defining here is like we are defining here Lambda function. Okay, so this is how like this is defining the one Lambda function, and that Lambda function will have this particular handler define it, and runtime is Node.js 14 font X, and this is the architecture for that Lambda function, and memory size will going to take this, and timeout will going to this many seconds. Okay, this is a description just set like example http at get all item from Dynamodb table, and here also we have set event. Okay, so this particular Lambda function get all item Lambda function, for this particular function we have set this event means like how this Lambda function will going to trigger. So for event we use API means it will be API gateway. Okay, so here we will creating a API gateway attaching to the Lambda function. What type API means REST API we are creating, and we have this path like set and slash path, and method is get. Okay, so whenever get method call for this particular root endpoints, it will automatically call this Lambda function behind the scenes for this particular API. Okay, so this way we are like type serverless function. This way we are able to define the Lambda function. And handler, you can see like in src handler. So in src handler folder we have this get all items. So this is the file, and get all item handler, that is the function name. Okay, so if we see this file, within this file we have this get all item handler is a function name. Okay, so here in handler this is the path we given, and get all item is the file name, and then this is the function name. Okay, so within this particular we have this function, and it will here we have in handler we have this logic relevant to our Lambda function. Okay, so that will complete Node.js Lambda function logic will be in this handler file. Okay, we will come back to this again. So here we define that get all item Lambda function infrastructure as a code, and here it is an API gateway things. Okay, same way this is for get method, get all items. Same way we have a get by ID function. Okay, so this is again new function. Again we have a new like endpoint for a particular API gateway resources, and here we are creating the resource and particular method. Okay, so here we passing /id and then method is get. Okay, so it will create a new resource with this particular path and method will be get for and it will call this particular get by id lambda function. Okay, and it will have this kind of configuration like timeout, memory, and architecture on those things. Node.js 14.x, it will use 14.x. And same way here we given handler, so it will have a get by id .js and get by id handler is the function. Okay, so this is the file and this is the function get by id handler. Okay, so within this there will be a logic relevant to our handler lambda function in Node.js format. Okay, so this is again another lambda function with this SAM API gateway API, and this path will be different. Okay, and get method. Same way here we have a put item function. So that is also like lambda function, and we have the SAM configuration, and also we have this API gateway path will be same but root path, but we are using method post method instead of get method. Okay, so this way we created a 3 different lambda function in this particular code resources section. In AWS SAM template we created 3 different lambda function: get all item, get by id function, and then get item put item function that will add item. So we created a 3 different function, and we have a 3 different path for API gateway. Okay, so 2 are get and 1 is the post method. Same way here we created one Dynamodb new table in which we will going to add a data. Okay, so here we defined the Dynamodb table here we have this sample table name, and then AWS serverless simple table. Okay, so simple so this way we are defining the Dynamodb table, and here we have a primary key ID type string, and we are provisioning we are setting this provisioning throughput like read capacity unit 2 and write capacity unit. This is just property for Dynamodb, read and write capacity units we are setting it. Okay, so according to that it will provision the Dynamodb table with this primary key and this read and write unit settings. Okay, and here we are setting some output, so at once we deploy this infrastructure as a code, SAM will in console in command line SAM will give this in the output like web endpoint, that is like API gateway endpoint URL for production stage, and we will get these 2 things like description and particular value for web endpoint. So it will give us a production URL of the API gateway for running the APIs. Okay, so here one more thing, like we created a Dynamodb table, but this Dynamodb table for doing operation every lambda will require some permission, right? So here in every lambda you can see get item have this policy parameter set. So here we giving a Dynamodb CRUD policy on that particular table reference. We are referencing this way, we are referencing to that particular resource. Okay, so we are giving here Dynamodb create, read, update, delete permission on for this particular lambda. Same way like here we giving that particular permission, and same way in this particular lambda put item also we are giving this Dynamodb CRUD policy permission. Okay, so that is required for doing operation. And same way we are passing this environment variable like in variable sample table. So that environment variable will be available in the code level in every lambda. Okay, so because we are passing that in every lambda. So now this is the just overview about exactly overview about SAM templates, like how lambda function infrastructure like YML configuration code written for a lambda API gateway and also relevant Dynamodb table and permissions, and also like how we are passing environment variable and outputting particular variable particular information in the console. So these are the template overview about AWS SAM. Now we can get deep dive into get all items. Like okay, so we have this get all item. So we have this first function get all items. Okay, so that get all item. This function, if we see here, it is just taking as that table name from environment variable. Like Lambda function can access the environment variable by using this particular syntax, like process environment and environment variable name. Okay, so that will be available here. We are doing here DynamoDB operation. Okay, so we require this AWS CDK library for a DynamoDB operation. So AWS CDK client DynamoDB, we are creating, we are importing that particular DynamoDB library, and we are creating object of document client in the DynamoDB. Okay, and in this particular handler, we are getting all item from the DynamoDB handlers. Okay, so here we are just doing some additional checks for get it is a get call or not, and we are returning some errors. Okay, and we are doing some console log for that will go in the CloudWatch. Okay, so you can see here we are passing table name as a parameter, and in the DynamoDB document client we are running scan method. Generally not required, but just for demonstration purpose we are fetching all item from that particular table, and whatever item we are getting, that item we are returning in the response in the JSON.stringify format. Okay, so at the end we are returning the JSON with data code 200 and all those item in the body, whatever item available. Okay, so that is the code written here. Similar way in get item by ID function, like we have another lambda, right? So this particular lambda we are taking the table name from environment variable process environment, and again we are importing library and creating object of DynamoDB document client. And in this particular handler we are same way passing events, doing some checks for method call, and we are taking this IDs, like they are passing ID in the argument, right? So in the path for this particular method get by ID, so we are taking event path parameter ID for processing that. So event path parameter ID. Okay, so that ID we will pass this parameter we are formatting like table name and keys, and this ID we preparing, and that parameter we are passing into get method of that document DynamoDB document client get method. Okay, and we are using that promise call, and at the end we will get all items, and we are returning that items detail in JSON stringify format in this response. So we will get single item in this case. We are also logging some information, so that will go in the CloudWatch logs. Okay, similar way we have a put operation, like we have one more lambda, like at the end we have a put item lambda, so that will do add item. So in this particular lambda, similar way we have like here DynamoDB client DynamoDB library is imported, and we have document object created. We have a table name get from the environment variable, and we are just checking the types of the method, otherwise we are throwing some exception. And here we are parsing like body, we are passing JSON format body in this particular call, and we are parsing that JSON format body data. We are passing ID and name, and taking that ID and name, and we are calling document DynamoDB document client put method, and in parameter we are passing table name and ID and all those things, like whatever we want to save, and we are calling that await function. So we have this async await. In this particular we are using this async await Node.js things. So that will, once operation done, we will get result, and that result and at the end we are just returning that same data in the response. Okay, so and also we are doing some logging that will go into CloudWatch log. So this is just an overview of the what exactly we are doing in code level. So here we implemented a one API gateway with three different URL, like get, to get, and one post, and three different lambda function like get item, get by ID, and put item. Okay, so let us now deploy this. Let us build this particular SAM app first. So right now we have these folders. Okay, so let me build SAM. Let us build this particular project so we can deploy it. So when we are building this particular SAM, when we write SAM build, it will create a CloudFormation template that is AWS is supporting. So that CloudFormation template will be created, and also like relevant build will be created, so it will be easy to deploy on the AWS through CloudFormation. Okay, so let me run this SAM build first. So this will take a few minutes and it will build the project. Since we are getting this path error, let me go to that SAM app folder. Okay, and let me run again. So here this SAM build is running, okay, in the SAM app folder. So we need to go into that particular application folder, SAM app, and here we running the SAM build. Okay, so it is building up the project. So that build will be helpful to deploy our project onto the AWS. Okay, so once build is created, we have a .aws SAM folder auto created. You can see like we have a .aws SAM build folder is created with all the details inside that. So this build folder is used for the deployments perspective. So here we have a SAM build is done. Now we will going to deploy this project. Okay, so right now if we go to our console and if we see in the API gateway, let me go to the API gateway. Right now we did not have any API provision at the moment. Okay, so also same way we did not have any Lambda at the moment in this particular region. Okay, so let us deploy this, and also in CloudFormation stack we have 2 stack only. So let me deploy this. So I am doing SAM deploy. So we are doing SAM deploy guided. Okay, so guided means guided means like whenever we are doing first time deployment for this SAM, any SAM project, we are doing guided deployment. So it will ask some configuration, and next time when we do SAM deploy, it will auto use that SAM configuration. Okay, so stack name for now I am doing that SAM stack name SAM-app. AWS region I am using default my region AP South 1. You can choose your ones. Confirm changes before deploy. Yes, we will. It means it will confirm any changes before deploying. Okay, here it asking for a AWS CLI get a permission for road case, and so we will give yes. It is just for a rollback purpose. Also it is asking like get all item function may not have authorization defined. So yes, we did not need any authorization for now demo purpose. Same way it will ask for all Lambda, all 3 Lambda. Okay, it is asking for saving configuration, so we can say yes. SAM config toml file, so we are keeping that SAM name and default. Okay, for SAM configuration environment. Now deployment will start. Okay, so you can see like deployment is already started, and if we go back to our console in stack, we'll see review in progress. Okay, so this SAM app is started deployment, so review in progress it is showing. So it is showing here like us what kind of resource when we doing this SAM deploy guided, it will ask us couple of questions like stack and region and like this all question it will ask. That will be a default configuration. So next time when we do SAM deploy without guided, it will use SAM. And it is also confirming here because we given yes, it is confirming here it is going to create this many resources. So as we put the as in our YML file we have a DynamoDB, right? DynamoDB configuration here, so it will create a one DynamoDB table. Also it will going to create 3 Lambda function. You can see like 1, 2 and 3 Lambda function, get item and get by ID and then put item. Same way like that that role and permission for that particular Lambda, and it will going to create one API, REST API, same way one stage and deployment for that particular API. Okay, so these are the different resources it will going to create, it is confirming, so we can say yes, so it will start deployment. Okay, so now real deployment will be start. So it is creating these resources now into our AWS console through AWS SAM infrastructure as a code CLI deployment. Okay, so we did a SAM deployment, and it start deploying CloudFormation template and starting up the stack in the AWS. So here you can see now it should show create in progress. Okay, so SAM app, this tag name is SAM app, and this is under progress, like create in progress. So it will be provisioning different resources. If we go into event, like it is creating Dynamodb Table, then it is this is a stack, like this is just a events it is showing. So what are the different things under progress in creation? Okay, so it is showing like this is in under progress, this is done, kind of like that. So in resource, it will at the end it will show like what are the different resources created, whatever we see here, like it will show SAM's details here. Okay, so here we have deployment at in the progress. So all the details we are getting here, like once it is completed, we are able to see all the deployed resource in resource section. Okay, so at it will take couple of minutes according to our resources and infrastructure, how big our template is, how many resources we are going to deploy. Accordingly it will take time. So this will deploy 3 different Lambda function, 1 API gateway, and it will have a 3 different endpoints pointed to attached to the Lambda function. Okay, so here we go, we have this stack deployed. Okay, so you can see like this many things, resources are just created, and at the end it is like if you see like we have a this output web endpoint, right? So it is in output key given a web endpoint, and we have description and value like API gateway endpoint, we are at production stage, so SAM we get here. So this is our endpoint. Okay, so this is our API gateway endpoint. So before we test it, let us go to the console and we see like what are the resources created. Okay, so if we go to the stack in SAM, if we see in the resources, this many resources are created. So you can see like there is a first thing is IAM role is created, a Lambda permission and Lambda function. So there are 1 2 and 3 Lambda function is created. Same way for role and permission created for all 3 Lambda function, and here API gateway created. Okay, so here we have this stage created for API gateway, same way deployment created for API gateway, and REST API is created, and 1 Dynamodb table is created. Okay, so total 13 resources are created. So this is showing in the stack. Okay, in the CloudFormation stack. So now let us go to the API gateway and Lambda function. So if we see here, refresh again, so we have 3 Lambda function, right? SAM app, this SAM app, these are all are related to SAM application. SAM app get all item, put item, and by ID. Okay, so we have this Lambda function up now as we deployed our SAM stack. And if we see here, it is attached to the API gateway. Okay, so all 3 Lambda function attached to the SAM API gateway. If we see in the trigger, it is attached to this particular API gateway. Same way for all 3 function. So this all 3 function attached to the API gateway. If you see here, it is attached to the SAM API gateway. Okay, SAM app. Let us go to the again we can check the SAM app gateway ID. So same way it is attached to the API gateway, and let us go to the API gateway. In API gateway, if we see, we should have new APIs. Just a moment. Okay, so we have this API SAM app API is created, and this API is kind of like if we see, this API is REST API. Okay, and it is a endpoint type is it's an endpoint, and in this API we have this different endpoint created. Like there are 2 endpoint, like one is get at root endpoint, one is get and one is post, and we have another endpoint like get. Okay, so that is less id with get method. So we will have a get all item, we will have a put item means post item, and we will have a get by id item. And this all three lambda are at all three API endpoint are attached to the three different lambda function. If you see get, this is attached to get all items. Okay, this post is attached to put item lambda function, and this id and get by id is attached to get by id lambda function. That's SAM3 lambda function we have seen here. Okay, so this way. And if we see in the stage, we have this production stage. In production stage we get this URL in the response, because we printed out that URL here, and so we get this SAM URL in the response here. If we see, so that SAM URL we get here in the response. So this is the same URL of the production. Okay, so let us run first of all get all item. So let me take this either copy from here or copy from console in the AWS console. Let me this is a Postman tool I am using. Postman is a very good tool for API building, API collection, as well as running some API and endpoints. So I just copy this endpoint and I am running get method first. So right now I'm getting blank because we did not have any data, so we did not done any insert operation. Okay, also one more thing, like we can see Dynamodb table. We have a Dynamodb table also created as we provision that SAM when we deploy the SAM template. So if we go to the tables, we have this SAM app sample table created, right? We given that name in the our YML file, template.yml file. So we have this SAM app sample sample table is created. If we explore item, there are no any item at the moment. That is why we are getting here blank data. Okay, so now let us run in next step. Let me run this SAM endpoint, because we have this SAM endpoint with post method. Okay, so let me run that SAM endpoint with post method, and here in body I am selecting the row type JSON, and I am passing that JSON data here. Okay, as per our logic in the handler. So I am passing here JSON formatted data like ID file, whatever, like ID we can say ID 1, and then I am here giving here name. Okay, so here I am passing this data, and it will add an item. So this is showing in the response, so one item is added. If we go to the get call now, it should return us one item. Okay, so we get one item. Now let me again add a new item, like here I am giving ID 2. I am giving here gems. Okay, so again new item is added. If I go to this, it will show here gems, right? One is Jaymit, second is gems. If I do here 3, I can say NS, then it will add another item. If I will go to this list, it will show me all 3 items, right? 1 2 3, like Ganesh, Jaymit, and gems. Okay, all 3 items are listed here. If I will we have one more endpoint, right, that get ID. So if we pass the ID in the URL, we will get that particular item only in the get. So let me pass here 2, so it will give a second item only. Okay, so that is a third API gateway endpoint, and it will attach to 3 different lambda. Okay, so it will give that particular item. If we remove, it will give all items. Okay, so that way we created a 3 like different endpoint. One is for put item, post method, and 2 are like get by ID and get all items. So we have 3 different lambda and 3 different endpoint with API gateway. So this way we implemented a fully CRUD operation by using AWS SAM. Okay, And yeah, so here we tested end-to-end flow. And also one more thing, we can see this detail in the Dynamodb. If we explore and refresh this, just a moment, something we are happening. Let me refresh this page. Okay, so let me go to the tables, SAM tables. Okay, again explore the items. Okay, so here we get all three items, right? We have this James, Jaymit, and Ganesh. All three items are already added in, showing it here now. If we add any more item, like we need to change ID, otherwise it will update. Okay, so we added one more item, so it will show here. You can see, right? New item is added. So this is a Dynamodb table. So this way we implemented a end-to-end CRUD API by using API gateway, Lambda function logic, and we deployed that using AWS SAM template infrastructure as a code. Okay. So now if we already see, like, we have a stack created, we have an API gateway created, we have a Lambda function created, and we have API working end to end here. Now let me do one thing. We can let us create let us clear these stacks. Okay, because we have deployed, so we need to clear the resources, otherwise resource will remain as it is. Okay, for clearing resources, I am using this AWS CloudFormation delete stack command. Okay, so we have a stack name here in CloudFormation. We have a stack name SAM app. Okay, so that we have to use here stack name, like SAM app, and region. In my case, this is in AP South 1 region, so I am using that AP South 1 region. Okay, and I am running this command, so it will clear all the resources which is provisioned before. So we did not have further any bill or anything regarding this, or we don't forget to clear these resources. Okay, so this AWS CloudFormation delete stack will delete the stack. Make sure you have a SAM name and region. Okay, so let me execute this command. So here we can see, like, it is showing operation is done. So if we go back to stack, it is showing delete in progress, right? So it will done with deleting in few minutes. So as soon as it is done with deleting, we will not have any further resources like API gateway. We will, you can see, like, right now we did not have any resources in API gateway, and also in Lambda function we did not have any Lambda function now because it is deleted, right? So yeah, it is deleted. Same way, this stack is also in the progress in delete, so it will delete in few minutes. Okay, so that way it will clear all the resources whichever you provision it through that particular stack. And one more thing, like this, you can see this tick, AWS SAM CLI manage default. So whenever you do deploy a SAM project first time, this stack will be auto created apart from your project stack, because this stack is kind of like creating your S3 buckets. So this stack is generally creating S3 bucket, SAM CLI source bucket. Okay, so these buckets are useful for deploying a CloudFormation template when we are doing SAM deploy. Okay, so this is a AWS SAM CLI manage default stack is created during first time deployment only. Okay, so it will useful, there's S3 bucket used in second time deployment. So you can see now we are done with that particular stack delete process. Okay, so this is a end-to-end understanding and end-to-end explanation of how you can build a AWS serverless APIs by using AWS SAM infrastructure as a code tool. Hope you like this session. Please share this session with your friends, and if you like this kind of technical session, and then don't forget to like, subscribe my channel, and don't forget to share this kind of session with your friends, and please like my channel so I can encourage and share more this kind of technical video with the AWSAM community. Keep sharing, keep rocking AWS community. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for watching.